All right, friends, how you doing today? Aaron here bringing you a daily horoscope for the 9th of December 2019. Really exciting day. We've got some big movement. Mercury is moving into the sign of Sagittarius. All right, early in the morning, we've got a kite formation happening. It's not a grand kite. Grand kite would be the grand water trine. And then one of those points would be in opposition, which is creating a sextile to the other 2 points, right? So we have let me show you what it's like. So we've had the grand water trine happening for a while here between Neptune and the North Node, okay? And then on this end, in the Scorpio side, we had first Venus, then Mercury, then the Sun, and now Mars is creating the aspect of the two. But as you see here, Neptune at nearly 16 degrees, and as the nodes always move backward in this retrograde style, always moving backward through the zodiac. It's a little bit further away now, so we don't have that water trine, okay? So we have this kite formation, as you see there, okay? This is the opposition, the moon opposite Mars, okay? Mars being home in the water sign of Scorpio, North Node in Cancer. So again, we're still doing our shadow work, okay? Neptune home here in Pisces, still working out, our innermost dreams, the things that are not physical, the intangible parts of ourselves that connect with everyone, every single thing, that want us to say, like, look, who are you? Why did you come here? Remember who you are. Remember your dreams, your imagination that you had as a child, and what were your ambitions? The ambitions are not a part of our physical world, right? But we bring them into the physical world through all this good Capricorn stuff here, manifesting our reality here, making it physical and concrete, doing the work that turns the coal into the diamond, right? So we have the connection, doing this shadow work here, our deepest desires of our sexual identity, the power, we're all on a search for certain kind of a power or certain relationships that we want in life. This is the Scorpio side of things. And money, this is about shared resources and who we're working with, who we're going to bed with, not just physically and emotionally, but in business-wise as well. Or do we have the same ideals? This Scorpio energy. So we're still working through, that shadow side of self. So our opposition here, Mars opposite the moon, okay, happening early in the morning. This is at 2 a.m. if you see here on the top left. And, this connection, okay, so one, the trine. Mars trine to Neptune, Mars trine to the North Node here in Cancer, reminding us to be compassionate, loving ourselves, being unconditional with ourselves, being caring and nurturing and tender, really beautiful. So this is an easy flow of energy between water. Then our opposition here comes to the moon, okay, who is exalted in the sign of Taurus, okay, emotional stability. And where this is taking place at is reminding us of the simpler joys in life, of the simple pleasures. Like, it's like you can buy your cat the most expensive toys at the pet store, okay? And what is it going to, what's it going to play with? It's going to play with a piece of paper. It's going to play with a bobby pin. It's going to push the crap off the top of the desk. It's going to, the milk rings. When I was a kid, that's what my cat loved the most, was milk rings, All right, you open the freaking thing of milk and the cat would come running like, oh, I know you got a new toy for me. Throw it across the room. Rubber band. Simple little things. It's not, you don't got to spend a bunch of money to make a cat happy, as bougie as they are. So it's like a reminiscence of that for ourselves. It's like it's little things, When it snows, sticking our tongue out and catching snow on our tongue. Being silly, being goofy, having fun, a playful, light heart, right? And while doing so much change, while working through so much change, it's important. Well, one, the moon, again, exalted in Taurus. It's stable. The moon is, it's the fastest going through all 12 signs every single month. It's the waves of the ocean, up and down and up and down and up and down, and emotionally. I say here, every day is a great day. But we have moments. There are moments of this is tough. This is a tough moment. This is a tough hour, a tough couple of hours. But so that's like, the peaks and the, riding the ups and downs, the ebb and flow. So in Taurus, stable, structured, even keeled. Right? So that's kind of the goal for ourselves today, being even keeled while working through the shadow stuff and coming back to a playful sense of that childhood, simplicity of what really makes us happy. Because it's not giant yachts and superficial things, It's just not. Those are lovely things. They can be really cool, VIP parties and all those, but it's like, it's not what hits home, here in the feels. All right. Aside from that, let me come back to the chart here. Let me move forward because we got a lot of cool stuff going on today. So that's just the tip of the iceberg, and coming back here for a second, the moon creating these sextiles is really, really, again, it happens every single month, but not this formation. That's the beauty of astrology, is it's always a little bit different each time the moon comes back around. So connecting with Neptune and saying, again, remember why we came here, who we are, what we want, our deepest stuff. This creating that sextile to the moon is like stability. Like, yeah, we can one foot in front of another. We can achieve that through remembering who we are, by remembering, these little things that bring us joy to our life, by being unconditional to ourselves and giving to ourselves, caring and being empathetic. And this really plays a role in what's going on up here. We're going to get to that in a second. Even though it's not making an aspect, this tenderness is really, really important coming up today. Okay, so as we see this sextile to the moon from the north node, the sextile from the moon to Neptune, and then the sextile from Neptune over to Venus. Okay, really, really powerful. Because Venus is also going to be creating that trine perfectly later today. I'm going to jump ahead and then jump back here. All right. So there's 11 a.m. It's still early in the morning, okay? Most of us are just, not even at lunch yet from work, okay? The moon is connecting with Venus. Venus saying yes to life. Yes to who we are. Yes, this is what I want. It's simple things. It's little things. Remembering that energy. It's not necessarily the big things. And if it is really big things, if it's the yacht that we so deeply desire, what do we need to be doing to achieve it? And that's what this stellium here. Stellium is 3 or more planets in one sign. So this stellium here in Capricorn, this is a ton of Capricorn energy, okay? And it's just like, look, what do we really want in love, desire? And let's saying yes to it, committing to it by not being 1 foot in the door, 1 foot in this way and this way, him and hawing. This is not a him-haw time. This is like, yeah, Bob Ross, time to make those hard decisions. We're going to put a mountain right here. Well, that's the decision I made, and that's what I'm going to do, right? So this is a beautiful energy, and that trine is very, very, very powerful. Okay. Now, for the big doozy of the day, I'm going to go back here. Okay. I'm going to rewind this a few hours again, because this is all happening early in the morning. Look in the top right side, right there. Okay. This is, again, this is happening so early in the morning, but we're going to feel that. So at 5 a.m., just before, Mercury is moving into Sagittarius. Now, Mercury has been here in the sign of Scorpio for seemingly forever. All right, it's been there for 2 months, just digging away, bringing all kinds of stuff up, things from 20 years ago, 15 years ago, maybe even longer. And it's just like, oh, I thought I patched that up. I thought I healed that part of me. And it's just like, I still had some work to do. Mars is just now entering. Let me show you this one more time real quick. Look at this. Mars at 13 degrees is just now entering where Mercury's shadow was. Okay, really important because we're retracing all of that again, but not with Mercury. Okay, this is our planet of action, and our planet of action is here to patch these holes for good. And it's just like saying, like, look, maybe we didn't do it right the first time. That's all right. You know, it's like we tied the knot too loose, and it came undone. And then it exposed something that we didn't want to expose, something we didn't want to feel, something we didn't want to see, something we didn't want to work on. You know, so it's just like, okay, we've learned new ways now to go about doing this. Mercury, planet of communication, information, learning. Okay, learning new ways to go about and do this, new ways to heal, new ways to work and see the perspective of what the heck we've been doing in our lives that's created us as the hero, the villain, the victim, and of all these things, and to shift our perspective, right? So Mars is just now entering into that space where Mercury retrograded, but thank God Mercury is getting the heck out of there. Okay, so by the time a lot of us are getting up in the morning, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time too. So if you're out in LA, it's even, anyway. So Mercury moving into Sagittarius. Okay. This is at the first degree, 0 degrees of Sagittarius. It's very reminiscent on the past, which is funny because we've just been dealing with the past, but it's in a different sign, in a different sense. Okay, the watery sign of Scorpio again is the stuff beneath the surface. It's the emotional body. It's the deep-rooted things that we don't always talk about. That it's uncomfortable or taboo to talk about sometimes. And now, let me come back there. So, Scorpio is a fixed sign, okay? Mercury rules Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. I was going to say Venus. Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo, okay? So just like Mars rules Scorpio and Aries, and Venus rules Taurus and Libra, which is interesting because it's a cardinal and a fixed sign. A fixed and a cardinal sign that the other two rule. Where Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo, which is two mutable signs. Okay, what does that mean? It means Mercury is easily adaptable and easy to change. Okay, it doesn't necessarily like to stay in the fixed signs. Why? Because it's stuck in a pattern. It's stuck in a rut. It's stuck in this mode and this thinking, and it's fixed. All right. So Taurus holds down springtime. Leo holds down summertime. Scorpio holds down fall, and Aquarius holds down winter. These are the signs that they don't. There's not a change of season. The cardinal signs take over the weaker mutable energy. Okay, so Mercury rules the mutable energy, which means it's easily adaptable to change. It's like, okay, whatever, I'm going to go with the flow. You guys are done being hard over here. I'm going to flow in over here and create an easier way to change, to mold into the next season. Okay, so Mercury being stuck in Scorpio, moving all the way through to almost the 28th degree, going all the way back to the 13th degree, and then back again for another 3 weeks or whatever it was. And just now getting out of that, that's a long time for a planet of communication and information to spend in one sign. Because it's just like we're not learning new information. We're not getting the new stuff that we want to, it's just, again, that resurfacing and resurfacing and resurfacing. And it's like, oh my God, can we just move on? And it's like, no, we got to heal this, it's like having a cast on for 6 weeks in the middle of summer. And you're like, oh my God, I just want to go play basketball. I want to go play with my friends, fly a kite, walk the dog without, and I want to itch my arm so badly, but I can't. I'm just stuck with it here, stuck in this position, whatever, like the kid from the Sandlot, just stuck with it right here. I don't know if you ever had a cast on, but it's not the coolest thing. But at the same time, it's healing. So it's necessary. So this was a necessary part that we had to play this, summer into fall. And now finally, just before winter is here, Mercury is moving into the sign of Sagittarius, which is wonderful. A mutable sign, a sign full of information, full of faith, full of joy. It's a sign of abundance and knowledge, right? And religion and higher learning. So our planet of information is moving into the sign of higher learning, of having faith in ourselves, where it just seems like we've been stuck in this dripping, dark cave, that there's no light at the end of the tunnel. We're seeing the light. So on this day, we might wait. We're going to feel a huge shift. This is a huge, huge shift. Not only did Jupiter move out of Sagittarius into Capricorn, which is a huge shift just last week, but that we get Mercury moving out of Scorpio that's been there for 2 months into the sign of Sagittarius. Again, a mutable sign that's easy to change. So it's very reminiscent, and it's saying like, look where we've been in the past. Look what led us to this point. Who did we walk away from to empower ourselves to be the individuals that we are? Who did we walk toward and make connections with that built us up to make us the individuals that we are, So there's going to be a lot of reminiscing on this day, and especially with all the other information coming along, it's just like, what makes me feel good and being childlike in the heart and makes me fun and playful? It's like, this is a really, really powerful energy. And to be thankful and unconditional again for the people in the past that either closed a door in our face that led to the door or the window or the tiny crack that we had to, squeeze through to get to where we are now. Because where we are now is ultimately in a better place than the door that we thought we wanted to walk through that someone didn't allow, So again, it's being thankful when these kind of memories come up instead of holding a grudge or something. And it's just like, I'm so happy, to have loved and to have lost, to have had a dream job and then that fell apart because, you know what I mean? It's like all of these things that bring us to exactly the exact place that we are here right now. And to be happy with ourselves, who we are right here, right now. To be happy that fun, jovial, childlike playfulness. So it's a really beautiful day. We've got a big, big change coming in, an easy flow of energy between the water signs, an easy flow of energy between the earth signs, the sextiles that are happening all around between the water and earth signs, water and earth, going all the way from Cancer to Taurus, Taurus to Pisces, Pisces up to Capricorn. And this is like, look, this is your life. This is the foundation of earth. With water and earth, we manifest and grow trees and bear fruit and leaves and flowers that smell beautiful, And it's just like, it's non-destructive, it's creation. Where the fire and the air sextiles is these lead to destruction, which is not a bad thing. But this is this beautiful creation process. So it's falling in love with this beautiful creation process, loving who we are and where we're at in our journey, being thankful for the people in the past that led us here right now. This is good stuff. And we're going to be feeling this Mercury energy, as it's coming up. It's just beginning. So this is really, really exciting times right now. I'm very excited for this week, for what's coming up. The whole solstice coming up here shortly. I mean, it's just the beginning. Have a beautiful day reminiscing, tapping into that childlike heart. As always, thank you so much. Such a pleasure, and we'll see you tomorrow.